Welcome to your weekly channeled inspiration and oracle guidance. This is Kathleen L. coming to you live from Eugene, Oregon. I am now in my new space and just setting up, so please forgive what little bit of mess you might see in the background, but this is just getting here. I had a long day yesterday on the plane with my lovely cats, and there's more for that particular story a little later. So today I'm joining you with the channeled inspiration and oracle guidance. And your channeled inspiration today is the same as the From Grief to Belief Stepping Stones one. It is reset in the moment. The reset in the moment has to do with the holidays, with all of the hustle and bustle and the anxiety and turmoil and chaos that's going on in the world. And then you add the holidays and all the health scares that people have, then you add more chaos and more turmoil. And then you add moving cats across the country on a plane for 13 hours. It creates a lot of emotions in people, emotions in flight attendants, emotions and other passengers, and emotions in myself and in the cats. So the reset in the moment, I woke up to that this morning, is how to reset in the moment. This week, you will need to do that if you want to show up in a different way. I speak of this often, but the energy in which you show up is how you project out into the world. And if you're showing up with anxiety and chaos and turmoil and could even be depression or sadness or anger or fear, whatever you might be showing up, that's the energy in which is being projected into the universe. And I share that only because you have the opportunity to reset how you show up. You can acknowledge and become aware of how you're showing up, and you can shift how you're showing up in that very moment. And the questions you could ask is, you could be curious, like, oh, what is this? How is this showing up, and why is this triggering me? Or am I projecting something out into the universe that I didn't know I was projecting out into the universe? Is something happening with this person? Is that why they're reacting to me so poorly? And maybe it has nothing to do with me. And you can also say to yourself, ask yourself, is this mine? Meaning, is this anxiety or this turmoil, whatever you might be feeling, fear or anger, is any of this really mine? Because if it's not yours, you can just say, okay, it's not mine, and let it go. I share that with you because yesterday was and could have been a very, very challenging day for me. My cats are Bengal cats, and so they're a bit of a wild breed. And so they are what? They don't like to be confined. They don't like to travel, and they don't like outside noises. So I had three things, three strikes against me before I even started, and they just don't travel well. So I got some medication from the vets. I made sure that they were all taken care of as far as the health go, and that they could be medicated. Medicated them, didn't work at all. Charlie yawled for almost the entire 13 hours. Now, he didn't yawl the entire time because he would pass out every once in a while, and it would be quiet for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, but that was the max. No matter how much medicine I gave them. And of course, I didn't want to over medicate them. So I was, I could have gotten all caught up in the fear of what other people were feeling, which I did. So that's the point of the reset in the moment. I did get caught up in the guy in front of me who got earplugs from the flight attendant who kept giving me dirty looks when he would walk by or wouldn't acknowledge, or if I had brought Charlie out to give him a little more medication. He goes, "You can't have your cat in here. You can't have your cat out." And I'm like, yeah, I realize that, but it's really up to you. Should I give him more medication, or would you like him to yawl constantly for the next 12 hours? And so he was very irritated. And I was feeling that. Like, I felt the irritation of what they were experiencing. I felt the disdain that the flight attendant had for cats. I felt the guy in front of me who was just ready to turn around and punch me in the head. I felt that. And I was feeling the anxiety of all of that. So in turn, I was projecting that anxiety into the cat. So of course, Charlie wasn't going to settle down. Of course, Callie was upset. So I finally was like, okay, I need to breathe. I need to get centered. I don't need to, but I want to. I'm like, I'm curious, like, is this anxiety even mine? A little bit it was, a little bit of it was, and a lot of it was the people around me. So once I started to hold compassion for myself, I was able to hold compassion for my cats who had so much change going on. They were changing, so like everything that they knew was being changed. The people around me, of course, they're going to be upset. They hear two cats yowling for hours on end. It gets a little distracting after a while. And of course, the flight attendant, how many shifts had he just worked? What was happening in his life? I didn't know. So I was able to hold compassion for them once I was able to hold compassion for myself. And I was able to tell myself, I paid for 2 seats. I paid extra for both cats. I bought this ticket just like they bought their ticket. My cat's crying is no different than a child crying. And there's nothing anybody can do about it other than be in peace and love and compassion and apologize for the distraction. That's it. That's all I could do. So we can get caught up in the stories around what's this doing for everyone else, and then it continues to create this spiral of anxiety and fear and anger and all that stuff. Or I could be like, okay, I'm truly sorry. There's not much I can do. I'm trying everything I can. That's all I can do. That's it. No stories, no need for stories. So I share that story with you, not about my cat and my journey yesterday, although it was quite the journey. And I also share it with you because this week is a significant holiday for many, many people. And even if it's not a significant holiday for you, it's a significant time for you because everyone's celebrating certain things. If you've lost a loved one, you've lost a job, you have a health diagnosis, your parents, there's some kind of shift in your life, whatever it might be that you've experienced is just added to the chaos and turmoil in the world. And so how you show up matters. How you show up with the energy that you have matters. Reset it in the moment. Ask those questions I mentioned. Do a breathing exercise. I did a lot of breathing yesterday, and create some laughter, create some humor. Like I actually started laughing when the guy got his earplugs. I'm like, thank God you had enough sense to ask for that. And I thought it would be a pretty humorous story to share with other people and to create some compassion for yourself. So hopefully that inspired, channeled, inspirational message is helpful for you. And now we're going to move on to the Shaman stream. We're going to pick 3 cards from the Oracle deck, the Shaman stream from Alberto, Villoldo, and Colette, Baro-Reid. And this will be just a little extra message for you for guidance for the week. So when you find yourself reacting, you can come back to this and actually get some guidance. So please show us what we need. You'd like us to know through these cards. So I choose 3 cards, and we'll go from there. Create a story from that. I don't see anybody commenting. I see that there's several people watching. So if you're commenting, welcome. Thank you for joining me. And don't forget that I have a special happening this week, or the rest of this month for next year. And it's posted in all the groups. And it's also on my website, the special. I'm not going to go into the detail of that right now, but there are specials in one-on-one coaching, and there are specials in the groups as well. Or one-time offerings. So we've got 2 cards, number 33, Joyous Muse, of course, and number 44, Perfect Storm, of course. Good morning, Tamara. And number 51, Stars in the Sky. So this is Joyous Muse. Number 44 is Perfect Storm, the courage to step into life. And number 51, Stars in the Skies, Limitless Possibilities. Now, what makes sense to me about all of this is that this week we can reset and create the joy in which we want to live, or we can stay in the turmoil and the chaos and continue to create more turmoil and chaos. So really be focused and cognizant of the and also number 33 is like my son's number 33, and that it is a sacred divine number as well. So be in joy this week, even when you find yourself in challenging situations. Acknowledge the challenging situation and then say, what else can I know about this? What possibility is it that something else has already been created to resolve this? You don't have to get stuck up in creating more stories in the negative, because you're creating stories no matter if it's negative or positive. So why not create some positive? And this is a week that can create the perfect storm. There is a perfect storm when you're around family, when you're around coworkers who are nervous and fearful of how much money's being spent on this holiday, and then all the chaos that's created about the holiday. And going into stores because you're a last minute shopper, or because you have people coming in, you're going to the airport, it's like it is a time for where it could be a perfect storm. So you get to choose this week whether you want to be in joy, create a joyous environment, or you want to be part of the chaos and turmoil, because there's limitless possibilities this week. You have choices this week. You can see that the stars in the sky here, like there is a connection. We have connections. Like the connection is, we can get grounded by connecting to the earth. We can be connected to our higher self by connecting to that higher self. We can actually show up in the best way possible if you choose to show up, and it's really your choice is what the message this week is. It's your choice. How do you want to show up? Do you want to show up in chaos and turmoil and add to that negative energy? Or do you want to show up with love and compassion and joy and hold yourself in compassion? Then you can hold other people in compassion. And I wish you all a most magnificent holiday and wonderful week, and enjoy it with all of your loved ones. I look forward to seeing you Monday morning. Take care.